The galactic Concord had existed for 10,000 years. Countless species had joined its banner, uniting under treaties of peace, commerce, and shared progress. To them, conflict was a relic of the past. To them, the galaxy was civilized. That belief ended the day they discovered Earth. The first human transmission that reached the Concord's listening arrays came through with static and confusion. The automated message looped endlessly. "We come in peace." The Concord scientists interpreted it as a standard contact attempt from a developing species. But behind that message, behind the uncertainty and static, there was something the Concord failed to understand: resolve. When the survey fleets arrived in Sol, they found humanity at the edge of interstellar capability. Small ships, limited range, basic warp technology. To the Concord, humanity looked primitive and chaotic. And chaos was something the Concord sought to erase. The initial envoy, led by Commander Relic of the Varn Dominion, approached Earth with a message of dominance disguised as diplomacy. "Submit to Concord governance," the message said, "and your people will be uplifted into a golden age." To humanity, the tone was clear. It was not an invitation. It was an ultimatum. The Earth Council assembled within hours. Governments, corporations, and military powers came together as one. Old rivalries dissolved when faced with the arrogance of alien superiority. Humanity's response was short: "We will not submit." Commander Relic thought it a misunderstanding. He transmitted again, explaining in careful terms that refusal meant forced assimilation. Earth's reply was silent at first. Then the skies above Mars ignited. The Human Defense Network, newly completed, activated every rail platform and kinetic shield generator. The Concord scouts that had entered orbit were erased by high-velocity projectiles before their sensors registered the threat. In the Concord's long history, no pre-space civilization had ever destroyed their emissaries so fast. The Concord Council convened in disbelief. "A developing world has attacked our envoy," they declared. They must be disciplined. Within weeks, the Concord assembled a punitive fleet of 2,000 warships. Their arrival in the Sol system was expected. Humanity did not hide. They waited. Every orbital station, every lunar base, every stealth platform across the asteroid belt was ready. When the alien fleet appeared near Jupiter, the humans made no move. They let the Concord advance. Admiral Carter stood aboard the Terran command vessel Resolute and watched the sensor data unfold. Around him, officers monitored trajectories with calm precision. "They think we are primitives," he said quietly. "Let them come closer." The Concord ships advanced, shields raised, weapons locked. They had never faced organized resistance from a young species. They expected fear. What they found instead was discipline. The moment the fleet entered the kill zone, Earth unleashed its wrath. Thousands of kinetic slugs, each guided by quantum AI, tore through the void. They moved faster than light sensors could compensate. Invisible until impact. Concord shields flickered, then shattered. The void lit with debris and plasma. The Concord's admiral, centuries old and wise in diplomacy, stared in disbelief as half his fleet vanished within seconds. He had fought pirates, rogue AIs, and border wars, but never had he seen such raw aggression executed with such precision. "Retreat," he ordered, but it was too late. Human warships emerged from stealth fields across the system. Massive angular vessels bristling with magnetic cannons and rail arrays. They bore names like Vigilant, Aegis, and Vengeance. Their hulls carried no ornamental design, only function and purpose. Within hours, the Concord fleet ceased to exist. The humans did not pursue the survivors that fled beyond the system. They simply broadcast a message. "Leave Earth alone." The Concord Council was shaken. No species had ever defied them so violently. Scholars argued that humanity's aggression was born of fear. Others whispered that it was instinct. The Council voted to quarantine the Sol system, declaring humanity too unstable to integrate. For years, Earth rebuilt in silence. But humans are not a patient species. The attack on their home had changed them. A single phrase became the foundation of their new doctrine: never again. A century passed. Humanity expanded beyond Sol. Their fleets grew faster, their weapons more precise, their colonies more unified. To outsiders, they seemed driven by paranoia. But to humans, it was preparation. They studied every known alien power, analyzing weaknesses, learning tactics. The galaxy watched with unease as Earth transformed from a fledgling world into a fortress civilization. Then came the Relan incident, A Concord-aligned mining colony near Epsilon Prime came under attack by unknown raiders. When the survivors sent a distress signal, the nearest fleet, human patrol vessels under the Terran Alliance banner, responded first. They saved thousands of lives, stabilizing the system before Concord ships arrived. But instead of gratitude, the Concord accused humanity of interference. You acted without council authorization, they claimed. Humanity replied, we acted because you hesitated. Tensions grew once more. Trade routes closed. Propaganda spread. The Concord portrayed humanity as warmongers. Yet behind closed doors, military analysts admitted a truth they dared not speak aloud. If war came again, the Concord might not win. When the Concord finally pushed too far, it began not with fleets but with pride. A border skirmish near Tau Ceti escalated when Concord patrols opened fire on a Terran research convoy. Civilians died. Their transmission went out across the galaxy before the signal was jammed. Every Terran network replayed the footage. Burning ships, screams cut by static. The people of Earth watched in silence. Then they demanded vengeance. The Terran High Command convened. Representatives from every colony stood together, their faces cold and resolute. No one argued for diplomacy. No one asked for patience. Humanity had been challenged once again. The message they sent to the Concord was simple. You challenged the wrong species. War erupted across the stars. The Concord launched its armadas, confident in numbers and experience. But humanity's fleets were built for war in every sense. Where Concord ships relied on energy shields, humans used solid armor layered with nanofiber plating. Where Concord's strategy depended on elegant formations, humans fought with asymmetry and unpredictability. They struck supply lines, disrupted communications, and destroyed shipyards before the Concord could react. Every defeat taught them more. Every battle refined their tactics. The turning point came at the Battle of Voragate. The Concord gathered its largest fleet in centuries, 70,000 ships, to block the human advance. They expected another frontal assault. Instead, humanity unleashed their newest weapon, the Phantom Arrays. Invisible to all known sensors, the arrays projected false fleets across multiple sectors. The Concord fired into illusions while the real Terran armada struck from the flanks. When the smoke cleared, only wreckage remained. The galaxy trembled. The Concord's illusion of superiority shattered. For the first time, alien leaders whispered in fear. Within months, dozens of Concord members withdrew from the Alliance, choosing neutrality rather than extinction. Humanity did not conquer them. They simply warned, stand aside. As the war dragged on, Concord propaganda painted humanity as monsters. But reports from liberated colonies told another story. Human soldiers shared food with alien civilians. They rebuilt infrastructure after battles. They treated enemies with fairness once the fight was over. The galaxy began to understand. Humanity did not fight for conquest. They fought for respect. In the final year of the war, the Concord Council itself faced the human fleet over its capital world. Massive defensive rings surrounded the planet, bristling with weapons. The Concord thought it impregnable. Admiral Carter's descendant, Admiral Marcus, commanded the Terran forces. Standing on the bridge of the Resolute 2, he gazed upon the shining planet. They believed we were savages, he said. Let them see what true civilization defends. The battle lasted 3 days. The Concord's ring defenses fell one by one. The final message from the Council was a plea for surrender, but humanity did not annihilate them. They demanded something greater, reform. Under human supervision, the Concord was rebuilt into a new order, one based on mutual defense rather than subjugation. The Terran Alliance became both guardian and equal among the stars. Decades later, historians across the galaxy still debated how it all began. Some claimed the Concord's arrogance had doomed them. Others said humanity's defiance had reshaped the destiny of countless worlds. In classrooms across 100 systems, alien students learned the phrase that defined a new era: you challenged the wrong species. The story of humanity spread far beyond the battlefield. On worlds once hostile to Earth, monuments rose, not to human conquest but to their unyielding spirit. The inscriptions were simple. They fought not because they wished to, but because they refused to kneel. In the cold expanse of the galaxy, other young species watched and learned. They saw that unity, willpower, and resilience could rival ancient empires. They saw that humanity's greatest weapon was not its technology, but its heart. On the anniversary of the First Conquered War, the Terran flagship hovered above Earth. Its hull gleamed under sunlight, covered in names of the fallen. Below, the planet thrived, peaceful, united, vigilant. An old recording played across the galactic network, the very words sent from Earth centuries ago. "We come in peace, this time no.